I don't even have my mics. I've been bringing my mics with me everywhere because of videos like this. And I don't know how to explain what kind of breakthrough I was having at the gym. So when I was sitting there, I don't know what I was doing, but my workouts, I've told you guys kind of like vulnerably, it's like my time to really allow myself to feel my feelings, because my body is letting out the trauma, right? My body is allowing myself to move trauma out of it. And while I'm doing that, good morning, guys. Keely still has me. Look at Emmy and Keely both have me as their profile pictures still. And while I'm doing this workout, I'm thinking to myself, ever since I brought up that video, I've had some really traumatizing thoughts about the past. And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, what good does this do for you? What good does this provide for you to live in the past and never allow yourself to live in the future? Exactly what we were talking about for the last couple of days. I was struggling with the same thing that I was telling you guys on how I would move forward and have. But you have to know, I still have these up and down days where I'm questioning myself, stuck in the past, and I'm going, what does this serve? How does this serve you? How does this serve you? And I'm sitting there thinking to myself, all I'm doing is living in the past, feeling all the same pain and the same hurt, and worrying about the past or the future gets you nowhere. And I don't know, man. I just felt like I had to explain, finally able to articulate this one point I've always had, which is the way you survive through your trauma is center yourself in the moment. That is how you're going to survive your trauma. Because if I keep letting my mind go too far ahead, I'll start to have anxiety, right? And I'll start to project into the future. And I'll start to prepare for things. And there's nothing wrong with planning. But, you just have to realize, like, you're putting yourself in a bad place because you can't control the future and you can't change the past. So with both of those truths being possible, what do you do today? What do you do? You only have one thing you can do, and that's live in the moment. That's it. You live in the moment, and survival becomes thriving once you actually work through the feelings. And I was just really having a hard time. I'll be honest with you. I still have those really, really short triggers. I don't know like how else to explain it. There's still things that I get triggered by. There's still things that, you sometimes you have a dream and it sticks with you all day. And I don't know, it's just while I'm working out is my time to kind of allow myself to work through it, right? And just while I'm sitting there thinking to myself, all this trauma comes up. I'm just working out and all this trauma comes up, and I start thinking about all of this stuff that's happened and all of these things, and I'm just feeling low on myself, and I start to I feel myself sinking, because I'm not gonna lie, I'm tired today. My workout, I forced myself to do a workout because I knew that I needed to push myself today. And when I pushed myself, I knew that it was the right thing to do, because I ended up having, a mental breakthrough. But I'm sitting there struggling, and I said to myself, what is this doing for you? How are you serving any good to your life right now? All you're doing is thinking about your trauma, living in the past, living in an unchangeable situation, and it's getting you nowhere. And now it's projecting into your future. Now you're already thinking, well, how am I going to move past this? How am I going to do this? And realistically, that's what causes so many people to have anxiety every single day of their life. Struggling. Hi, Colby Ryan. She didn't even know I was going to go live. Nobody knew I was going to go live, by the way. I love you guys too. I don't know, man. It's just to really sit here and think to yourself, doing the worrying will never serve you anything. Worrying, I don't believe. And again, how many times does the Bible reinforce do not worry? Do not burden yourself. Because at the core of worry, there is no solution, right? Like if your back's against the wall in any situation that you're in, the only thing you're supposed to do is you're supposed to focus on how do I fix this situation. This is something my boss taught me. So I want to give you another reason why I've learned to do this. My boss, when I was working for him in as a commercial electrician, when you are doing something like that, there isn't oh, we can't get this done. 99.9% of the time, it's, okay, we can't do it this way, so how do we pivot? You know what I mean? Like there's no middle ground. You don't have the option of just saying, hey, go to the guys and say, hey, we can't run these wires. That's not going to happen. It's you. I know you paid for it, but that's just what it is. You're not going to be able to do that. So long story short, it is when your back's against the wall, how are you going to face your situation? How are you going to work through what you are facing today? And realize that everything comes to how do I deal with my situation? That is how you survive, is you stop letting worry, doubt, fear consume you. There's a place for it. You have to, if you're feeling those feelings, you can't just force yourself not to, but it's all about how you talk to yourself. Are you reinforcing yourself in a positive or negative way? And if you start to be positive with yourself, you'll walk out of the hole before you get too deep. It's like quicksand, right? You don't keep trying to dig your way out. You find a new solution because that's not going to work. And I just learned that positive reinforcement is going to change your life, my life. And when you're having a moment where you are feeling yourself slipping into anxiety, which I've had a lot more anxiety lately, and I've learned every time I start to have that anxiety, why am I so afraid? Like I just attack the thought at the core, right? It's kind of like, I hate to give a stupid analogy, but it's kind of like, if you're in a scary movie, how long are you going to run from the monster before you realize there's no running anymore? It's turn around and face it. I always think that to myself very early in the movie. Like, why are you running? He's chasing you because he knows it makes you scared, right? I'm turning around on Jason, Freddy, anybody. And it's freaking 2 silver ballers. Boosh, doosh, doosh. Okay? That's what it is. So it's the same thing with anxiety or anything. Until you actually face the thought, you're going to be more afraid of the thought. Okay? Think of Jaws. The whole movie was set up that you didn't see the shark because it built your anxiety. The whole movie was about, I can't see it, so I can't identify it. And if I can't identify my feeling or fear, then it's scarier because it's in the shadows. That's why people are afraid of the dark. There's nothing in there. There's nobody going to chase you up your stairs. There's nobody, if you close your eyes while you're showering and your soap goes over your eyes, that's kind of just jump through your curtains. It's the fear of the unknown. It's the fear of the dark. You know? That's it. That's what causes that anxiety. You're facing the fear is just allowing yourself, hey, why am I having a panic attack right now? Like what triggered me? What's making me feel this way? Oh, okay. That's what it was. Well, why did I think that? Is that actually true? And then, am I harboring on the past? Have I allowed my past to predict my present and my future? Is my past dragging me down? Is my past anchoring me to a place of hurt, right? Am I hurting myself by causing more harm to myself by not facing my problem, but allowing anxiety, allowing the fear of the dark to stop me from doing what I need to do because I just don't know what's in the dark? That is the case of anxiety and fear. Turn around, face your Jason, face your Freddy, and guess what? You realize they're not as scary as you think. It's all about the head game. And that's why I'm like thinking to myself, the second I broke the thought down and realized why I'm having a problem, why I'm being triggered, the thought started to sliced through all of the reasons why I was having a hard time this morning, and it all landed in a very palatable way. Now I understand why I had anxiety, what was causing it, what made me feel the way I felt, and how I can get past it now. Because now I say to myself, well, thinking about the past and projecting that into the future is not going to help. Even if I do fear the future, it's not going to help me right now. Worrying about something happening in today, tomorrow, or the next day is not going to stop it from happening either way. So that's another big reason why you can't just harbor on it. You can't stay scared, because it literally serves you nothing. You really don't realize how much power you truly have, and you can face the demons, whatever people call it. You can face it, and you are stronger than you think you are. You just don't know it. Jennifer said, if it robs the joy of today. Exactly. You're robbing your day by thinking about that stuff. You're thinking about your past, or you're thinking about what's going to happen in the future. And it's easy to do that, right? If you get into any situation, right, where your financial situation, relationship situation, you have kids, you have work, like you have all these things, and it's like this fear consumes you of tomorrow, and it's understandable, but it doesn't serve you. You're not going to make good decisions when you're back against the wall and you're going to start having fear. You're going to make a bad, rash decision, right? So that's the biggest point. Today, just remember who you are, remember what you're capable of, and remember how strong you really are. And just know you're loved, man. You're loved. You don't have to earn it. You don't have to earn the love. You don't have to earn your value. You don't have to prove yourself. You don't have to climb a mountain to be loved or strong. You just are. You are intangibly valuable. You're loved, and you can face this stuff, and you have this community. You have a community right here of people who are unbelievably transparent and open and care and have felt a lot of what you felt. And my biggest advice is keep remembering you don't know everything today. You don't have an aerial view. You have the view on the ground where you are. You don't know what the present or the future is going to present. So don't keep trying to go past it. Focus on your steps today. Be like Bob from What About Bob, and take your baby steps and take it day by day, but focus on today. Today's your day. You know what I mean? Today is your day. Today is your day to get it done and live your life. Yeah, I appreciate you guys. Thank you. What about Bob? One, baby steps, man. You don't even have to take big steps. That's true, Emmy. Yeah, Bob's not a good example of a good therapy patient, but it's still a good movie. But yeah, guys, I just wanted to share that with you. I love you. I appreciate you. Our community means so much to me. I just wanted to make this video really quickly and share some uplifting words and make sure that you feel that you are worth it. You're truly worth it. And you have to keep pushing past the fears that you have, because they do not serve you, I promise. It's good to see you guys too. I'll let you know on the community tab, by the way, when our next videos are. Got a lot more discussions like this to get done. So just stay encouraged today, man. Stay encouraged today. And when I say today is your day, I'm not trying to be the pastor that's telling you and promising you the world's going to get better today. But you have to know today that you have what it takes to keep going. You have it in you. You do. But sometimes it's just going to take a baby step to get to that place. So just know that. All right, man. Love you guys. I'll keep you up to date on the community tab. Hope you guys have a great